Many of you may think of it as some mystical force, separate from your daily life. But I tell you now, manifestation is not separate from you. It is you. It is the very essence of your being, the creative power that shapes your entire reality. Imagine, if you will, that your current reality is like a garment you wear. It may feel comfortable, familiar, even inevitable. But I assure you, it is no more permanent or real than the clothes on your back. You can change it just as easily as you change your attire. The secret lies in your imagination and your ability to feel the reality of your desire. Now you might be wondering, Neville, how can I make anything I wish happen? How can I manifest what I want? And therein lies the crux of our discussion today. The power to manifest your desires lies not in some external force, but within you. It is your consciousness, your awareness, that is the very substance of reality. You see, the world you experience is not happening to you. It is happening from you. Every circumstance, every event, every interaction in your life is a reflection of your inner state. These are not random occurrences, but the outpicturing of your assumptions and beliefs. When you truly grasp this, you understand the immense power you hold to shape your reality. So how do we begin this process of manifestation? The first step is to clearly define what you wish to manifest. What is it that you want? Be specific. Don't simply say, I want to be successful. Instead, imagine in vivid detail what your life looks like when you have achieved your desire. How do you feel? What are you doing? How do you spend your time? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more real it becomes in your mind. Once you have this clear vision, the next step is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is crucial. You must feel the reality of your desire now, not in some distant future. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't understand time. It only understands the present moment. So if you constantly feel that your desire is something in the future, it will always remain in the future. Instead, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled now. How would you feel if your desire were already realized? Would you feel joyful, confident, free, grateful? Embody these feelings. Live from this state of being. This is not pretending or lying to yourself. This is assuming a new state of consciousness, which is the very essence of creation. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I feel something that isn't yet true? This is where the power of your imagination comes into play. Your imagination is the bridge between your current reality and your desired state. It is through your imagination that you can step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even before it manifests in the physical world. Your imagination is not a flight of fancy or a frivolous faculty. It is the very workshop wherein you fashion your future. When you imagine, you are experiencing reality at its most fundamental level. You are engaging with the pure potential of consciousness, shaping it with your attention and your assumption. To use your imagination effectively for manifestation, you must first quiet your conscious mind. The chattering of your daily thoughts, your worries, your doubts, these must be silenced. Enter a state of relaxation, a state akin to sleep, but in which you remain consciously aware. In this state, your subconscious mind becomes more receptive to impression. Once in this relaxed state, construct your scene. This scene should be one that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If your desire is for a successful career, you might imagine yourself in your ideal office or receiving congratulations from colleagues. If it's financial abundance you seek, imagine yourself looking at your bank statement with joy and gratitude. The scene itself should be short and simple. It's not about creating an elaborate story, but about capturing a moment that implies your desire is now a fact. This scene is your platform, the stage upon which you will enact the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Now step into this scene. Don't watch it as a spectator, but experience it from the first-person perspective. Be there in that moment. And as you experience it, let the feeling of fulfillment wash over you. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the satisfaction of having your desire realized. This is where many falter in their attempts at manifestation. They can see the scene clearly, but they fail to evoke the feeling. Remember, it is the feeling that gives life to your imaginal act. Without feeling, visualization is merely a mental exercise. With feeling, it becomes an act of creation. As you practice this, you may find that the feeling comes more easily with repetition. Each time you return to your scene, the feeling becomes more vivid, more real. This is good. You are strengthening the impression upon your subconscious mind. But here's a crucial point. Once you have evoked the feeling, once you have impressed it upon your subconscious, you must carry it with you into your waking life. This is where many stumble. They do their visualization exercise, they feel it intensely in the moment, but then they return to their daily life and fall back into old patterns of thought and feeling. To manifest your desire, to make anything you wish happen, you must maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence. This is where faith comes in. Not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. When you truly grasp this, you will no longer be swayed by appearances. You will know that what you see around you is the effect, not the cause. The cause lies in your consciousness, in your feeling. And as you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, your outer world must reshape itself to match this inner conviction. Now let us address a common challenge in manifestation, the apparent contradictions of your senses. As you begin to live in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you may find that your current circumstances seem to contradict your assumption. How do you maintain your feeling in the face of these seeming contradictions? This is where the art of ignoring comes into play. To ignore is not to deny the existence of something, but to refrain from giving it your attention and energy. When contradictory evidence appears, acknowledge it briefly, then immediately return your attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remember, what you see in your outer world is the result of past assumptions, past feelings. It is like an echo of what's believed. Your task now is to give more attention, more importance, more reality to your new assumption than to these outdated circumstances. This practice requires mental discipline. It requires you to stand firm in your new assumption, even when your senses argue against it. But remember, your senses only show you what has been, not what can be. Your imagination, informed by your feelings, shows you what will be. As you persist in maintaining the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even in the face of contradictory evidence, you will begin to see changes in your outer world. These changes may start small, a fortunate coincidence, an unexpected opportunity, a shift in someone's behavior towards you. Do not dismiss these as mere chance. They are the first fruits of your new assumption taking root. Now, let us delve deeper into the nature of feeling and manifestation. When I speak of feeling, I am not referring merely to emotions, though emotions play a part. I am speaking of a deeper sense, a knowing and unshakable conviction. It is the difference between saying I want to be successful and knowing in the very core of your being I am successful. This feeling conviction is not something you can fake or force. It arises naturally when you have successfully impressed your desire upon your subconscious mind. This is why the repeated use of your imagination is so crucial. Each time you return to your imaginal scene, each time you step into the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are deepening this impression. Think of it like wearing a groove in a record. The first time you play the record, the needle may skip and jump. But with repeated plays, the groove deepens and the music plays smoothly. Similarly, as you repeat your imaginal act, the feeling becomes more natural, more habitual. It becomes your dominant state. This is the state from which manifestation occurs. When you can maintain this feeling conviction throughout your day, when it becomes as natural as breathing, mastered the art of conscious creation. Your outer world has no choice but to conform to this inner state. But what are those moments when doubt creeps in? When fear rises? When the old patterns of thought and feeling try to reassert themselves? These moments are inevitable, especially in the beginning of your practice. Do not be discouraged by them. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your new assumption. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Fighting against the thought only gives it more power. Instead, gently but firmly return to your feeling of wish fulfilled. Remind yourself that what you see around you is the past. Your new assumption, your new feeling is creating your future. This brings us to another crucial aspect of manifestation, the concept of living in the end. Living in the end means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled in your day-to-day life. It's not enough to visualize for a few minutes each day and then return to your old patterns of thought and feeling. You must carry the feeling of your wish fulfilled with you throughout your day. This doesn't mean you deny your current circumstances. Rather, you acknowledge them briefly, then immediately return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. You live from the assumption that what you desire is already yours. For example, if your desire is for financial abundance, you would feel the security, freedom, and joy of wealth as you go about your day. When you make purchases, you would feel the ease and confidence of someone who has more than enough. When you interact with others, you would carry yourself with the assurance of a wealthy person. Living in the end requires a shift in your entire way of being. It's not about pretending or play acting. It's about genuinely assuming a new state of consciousness. When you do this effectively, you'll find that your actions naturally align with your assumed state, accelerating the manifestation process. Now let us address the role of action in manifestation. Some people mistakenly believe that manifesting means they can simply imagine their desires and then sit back and wait for them to magically appear. This is not the case. Manifestation does not negate action, it informs action. When you successfully impress your desire upon your subconscious mind, when you truly feel your wish fulfilled, you will be inspired to take actions that align with this state. These actions will feel natural, even inevitable. They will not be driven by fear or lack, but will flow from your assumed state of fulfillment. This is a crucial distinction. When you take action from a place of lack, trying to get what you desire, you are actually affirming the assumption of not having it. But when you take action from the assumption of already having your desire fulfilled, you open yourself to infinite possibilities for its expression and expansion. So do not neglect action, but ensure that your actions are aligned with and flowing from your assumed state. Let your feeling guide your actions, rather than hoping your actions will create the feeling. This alignment of inner state and outer action is key to manifestation. Now let us explore the concept of detachment in relation to manifestation. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about your desire. Rather, it means you're not anxiously attached to see it. When you're truly living in the end, you can imagine and feel your desire fulfilled without constantly looking for signs of its manifestation. You trust in the process, knowing that as you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, it must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Detachment allows you to live in the present moment while holding your assumed state. It frees you from the anxiety and doubt that can slow down the manifestation process. It allows you to enjoy the journey of manifestation rather than being solely focused on the destination. Practice detachment by reminding yourself that your imaginal act, imbued with feeling, is the reality. What you see in the outer world is just a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. As you persist in your new assumption, this shadow must change to match the new reality you're imagining and feeling. Let us now address the importance of gratitude in manifestation. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion. It is a powerful creative force. When you feel genuinely grateful, you are affirming that you already have what you desire. This aligns perfectly with the principle of living in the end. Begin to cultivate an attitude of gratitude for your desire, even before you see it manifested in your physical reality. Be thankful for it as if it were already yours. Feel appreciation for the abundance that surrounds you in all forms. The air you breathe, the sun that shines, the food you eat. As you practice gratitude, you are assuming the state of someone who has their desire fulfilled. This assumption, persistently held, must manifest in your outer world as the realization of your desire. Now let us explore the power of revision in manifestation. Revision is not merely about changing your memories or rewriting your past. It is about recognizing that the past only exists in your mind, and therefore it can be changed in your mind. At the end of each day, take a few moments to review the events of your day. If there were any events that were not in alignment with your desired state, revise them in your imagination. See them unfolding in a way that aligns with your wish fulfilled. Feel the satisfaction, the joy, the fulfillment of this revised version of events. By doing this, you are not denying what physically happened. You are changing the impact of that event on your subconscious mind. You are impressing upon your subconscious a reality that aligns with your desires, rather than one that contradicts them. As you make this practice of revision a habit, you will find that your reactions to current events begin to change. You'll become less reactive, more peaceful, more aligned with your desired states of being. This alignment accelerates the manifestation process. Let us now discuss the importance of persistence in manifestation. While we speak of making anything you wish happen, it's important to understand that the speed of manifestation can vary. Some desires may manifest almost instantly, while others may take more time to fully materialize in your physical reality. The key is to persist in your assumption, regardless of how long it seems to be taking. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you waver in your assumption, if you lose faith in the process, you send mixed signals to your subconscious mind, which can slow down the manifestation process. Persistence doesn't mean forcing or struggling. It means consistently returning to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even when the outer world seems to contradict it. It means choosing again and again to live from the end, to embody the state of having your desire realized. This persistence requires faith, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding. Understanding that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. And that as you persist in your new assumption, your world must reshape itself to match it. Now let us address the role of self-concept in manifestation. Your self-concept, the beliefs you hold about who you are, is perhaps the most powerful factor in determining what you can manifest in your life. Many people struggle to manifest their desires because their self-concept contradicts what they're trying to achieve. They may visualize wealth, but deep down they don't believe they're the kind of person who can be wealthy. They may imagine a loving relationship, but fundamentally believe they're unworthy of love. To manifest effectively, to make anything you wish happen, you must be willing to revise your self-concept. This involves imagining and feeling yourself as the person who already has what you desire. It's not about creating a false image of yourself, but about recognizing and embracing your true, limitless nature. Remember, at your core, you are pure consciousness. You are not defined by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And this awareness, your true self, is infinite in its potential. As you use your imagination to assume your desired states, you are essentially recreating yourself. You are stepping into a new concept of self, a new understanding of who you are and what's possible for you. This revision of self-concept is crucial for manifestation. As you align your self-concept with your desires, you remove the inner contradictions that can slow down the manifestation process. Now, let us explore the role of emotion in manifestation. Emotion is the fuel that powers your imaginal acts. It's not enough to merely visualize or think about your desires. You must feel them. When you combine vivid imagination with genuine emotion, you create a powerful impression on your subconscious mind. This is because your subconscious responds more strongly to feeling than to intellectual thought. The emotions you want to cultivate are those you would feel if your desire were already realized. If your desire is for wealth, feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with financial abundance. If it's a loving relationship you seek, feel the love, the connection, the companionship. These emotions should be so real, so intense, that when you open your eyes and return to your present circumstances, you carry with you a sense of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been realized. This emotional component is what distinguishes effective manifestation from mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you can genuinely feel your desire as an accomplished fact, you are impressing it upon your subconscious mind as a reality. Your subconscious then works tirelessly to bring this feeling into physical manifestation. When you combine vivid imagination with genuine, intense emotion, you create a powerful impression on your subconscious mind. This is because your subconscious responds more strongly to feeling than to intellectual thought. The emotions you want to cultivate are those you would feel if your desire were already realized. If your desire is for wealth, feel the security, the freedom, the joy that comes with financial abundance. If it's a loving relationship you seek, feel the love, the connection, the companionship. These emotions should be so real, so intense, that when you open your eyes and return to your present circumstances, you carry with you a sense of fulfillment, as if your desire has already been realized. This emotional component is what distinguishes effective rapid manifestation from mere daydreaming or wishful thinking. When you can genuinely feel your desire as an accomplished fact, you are impressing it upon your subconscious mind as a reality. Your subconscious then works tirelessly to bring this feeling into physical manifestation, and to do so within the hour. As we near the conclusion of our exploration, remember this: the power to manifest your greatest desire in 1 hour lies within you. It resides in your ability to imagine vividly, to feel deeply, and to persist faithfully in the assumption of your wish fulfilled. The secret to rapid manifestation is not determined by external factors, but by the intensity of your belief and the consistency of your imaginal acts. Go forth from here with this knowledge. Apply these principles in this crucial hour. Use your imagination consciously and deliberately to create scenes that imply the fulfillment of your greatest desire. Feel the reality of your wish fulfilled with every fiber of your being. Persist in this feeling, even when your senses deny it, for as you do, you are reshaping your entire world, manifesting your desire with a speed and precision that might seem miraculous to others. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to feel the reality of your wishes fulfilled. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding, and watch as your world transforms around you, reflecting the newfound mastery of your creative consciousness. The ability to manifest your greatest desire in 1 hour is not something external to you. It is not a technique or a trick. It is the fundamental truth of your being, that you are the creator of your reality. As you align your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions with this truth, you step into a state of continuous creation, of perpetual manifestation. In this crucial hour, be vigilant. Be conscious of your thoughts, your feelings, your assumptions. Choose them wisely, for they are the seeds of your immediate future. Let every thought be a thought of fulfillment, Every feeling a feeling of accomplishment. Every assumption an assumption of your wish realized. For in doing so, you are creating a life of instant manifestation. As you embark on this journey of rapid conscious creation, know that you are aligning yourself with the very power that creates worlds. You are stepping into your divine birthright as a co-creator of reality. Embrace this power, use it wisely, and let it guide you to the swift realization of your greatest desire. Thank you, and may your hour-focused manifestation be filled with wonder, excitement, and the thrill of seeing your deepest desire come to life before your eyes. Remember, the power to manifest what you want most is not a distant dream, but a present reality within your consciousness. From this moment forward, live from that state, embody that reality, and watch as your world conforms to your empowered state of being. Go now and create the life of your dreams in this very hour, for you are the master of your destiny, the author of your immediate reality. Imagine for a moment that there exists a parallel version of you, a version that has actualized all that you desire to be, to do, and to have. This version of you stands not in some distant realm, unreachable and separate, but exists here and now within the vast spectrum of your own consciousness. This parallel you is not a figment of imagination, but a living reality within the infinite states of your being. Now I ask you to listen closely, for this parallel version of you has a message of utmost importance. A message so profound, so transformative, that to avoid it would be to deny yourself the very essence of your divine nature. This message, my friends, is the key to unlocking the limitless potential that resides within you. The parallel you speaks of a fundamental truth, a truth that has been whispered by the sages throughout the ages, echoed in the corridors of time, and now stands before you demanding recognition. This truth is simple yet profound. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness, your imagination, is the very foundation upon which your reality is built. Let us delve deeper into this revelation. The parallel wants you to know that the world you perceive, the circumstances you find yourself in, the very fabric of your existence, is but an outward picture of your inner assumptions. Every experience, every encounter, every moment of your life is a reflection of the state of consciousness you occupy. Consider for a moment the implications of this truth. If your world is a mirror of your consciousness, then to change your world, you need only change your consciousness. The parallel you has mastered this art and now beckons you to do the same. It urges you to awaken to your true nature as the author of your life story. But how, you may ask, does one change their consciousness? The answer lies in the power of your imagination. Your imagination, far from being a mere faculty for daydreaming, is the very workshop wherein your world is fashioned. The parallel you understands this intimately and employs this knowledge with unwavering conviction. Imagine, if you will, a desire you hold dear. Perhaps it's a loving relationship, a fulfilling career, radiant health, or abundant wealth. Now, instead of yearning for this desire as something outside of yourself, something to be attained in some distant future, the parallel you invites you to assume the feeling of its fulfillment now. This, my friends, is the crux of the message, the secret that the parallel you wants you to embrace wholeheartedly. The art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is through this assumption, this living in the end, that you align yourself with the version of you that has already realized this desire. Let me illustrate this principle with a simple exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and think of something you deeply desire. Now, instead of contemplating how to achieve it, I want you to imagine how you would feel if this desire were already fulfilled. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the deep sense of gratitude that would accompany its realization. Allow this feeling to permeate every fiber of your being. As you engage in this exercise, you are doing more than just visualizing. You are stepping into the consciousness of the parallel you who has already experienced the fulfillment of this desire. You are bridging the gap between your current state and the state of your wish fulfilled. The parallel wants you to know that this feeling, this assumption of the wish fulfilled, is the secret to manifestation. It is not about forcing change in the external world, but about changing your inner world, your state of consciousness. As you persist in this new state, the outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumptions. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, surely it can't be that simple. Surely there must be more to it than just imagining and feeling. And to this, the parallel responds with unwavering certainty. Yes, it is that simple, and yes, there is more to it, but that more is not what you might expect. The more is not about external action, though action will naturally flow from your changed state. The more is about persistence and faith. The parallel has mastered the art of unwavering faith in the reality of their imaginal acts. They understand that the outer world may not immediately reflect their inner change, but they refuse to be swayed by appearances. This, my dear friends, is where many falter on the path to manifesting their desires. They begin with enthusiasm, imagining their wish fulfilled, feeling the joy of its realization. But when the outer world doesn't immediately change, doubt creeps in. They begin to question, to waver, to lose faith in the power of their imagination. The parallel wants you to know that this doubt, this wavering, is the only thing standing between you and the realization of your desires. For you see, the outer world is a shadow, a reflection of past assumptions. It takes time for it to catch up to your new state of consciousness. During this time, which some call the Sabbath, your faith is tested. But the parallel has unwavering faith. They know that what they have imagined and felt as real must inevitably express itself in their outer world. They do not question when or how their desire will manifest. They simply know that it must, for it is law. This law, my friends, is as certain as the law of gravity. Just as an object released from your hand must fall to the ground, so must your assumptions, persisted in, find expression in your outer world. The parallel lives by this law and invites you to do the same. Now let us address another aspect of this profound message. The parallel wants you to understand that time as you perceive it in your outer world does not exist in the realm of imagination. In your imagination, you can be, do, or have anything instantly. The parallel has learned to leverage this truth to transcend the limitations of time. When you imagine and feel your wish fulfilled, you are not projecting into some future moment. You are experiencing it now, in the eternal present of your imagination. This is why the feeling is so crucial. It anchors your imaginal act in the now, making it a present fact in your consciousness. The parallel wants you to know that this principle applies to every aspect of your life. Whether you seek to change your financial situation, heal your body, transform your relationships, or achieve any other desire, the process is the same. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Persist in that assumption. And watch as your outer world reshapes itself to match your inner conviction. But there's more, my friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this power is not limited to personal desires. You have the ability, indeed the responsibility, to use this power for the betterment of all. For you see, as you change your consciousness, you change the collective consciousness of humanity. Imagine, if you will, a world where every individual understood and applied this principle. A world where each person took responsibility for their state of consciousness, knowing that it shapes not only their personal reality, but contributes to the collective experience of all. This is the world that the parallel inhabits, and it is the world they invite you to create. Now, I can sense that some of you may be feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of this revelation. You may be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly maintain this state of consciousness consistently? How can I have unwavering faith when the outer world seems to contradict my inner assumptions? To this, the parallel you offers a compassionate yet firm response. They want you to know that like any skill, this too requires practice. Just as a musician must practice their instrument daily to master it, so must you practice the art of conscious assumption daily to master your world. Begin with small things. Assume a state of consciousness where parking spaces are always available to you. Feel the satisfaction of effortlessly finding a spot each time you need one. As you see this assumption manifest in your experience, your faith will grow. Then move on to bigger things, always remembering that to your imagination, there is no difference between what you consider a small manifestation and a large one. The parallel you also wants you to know that setbacks and doubts are part of the journey. There may be times when you falter, when the outer world seems too stubborn, too unyielding to your new assumptions. In these moments, the parallel urges you to be gentle with yourself, but persistent. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of your past assumptions. It may take time for it to fully align with your new state of consciousness. During this time, you may experience what seems like failure or setback. But the parallel wants you to know that these are not failures, but opportunities. Opportunities to strengthen your resolve, to deepen your understanding, to refine your ability to maintain your desired state, regardless of outer circumstances. This, my friends, is the true test of your faith. Can you persist in your assumption even when the outer world seems to deny it? Can you hold fast to the feeling of your wish fulfilled even when circumstances appear to be moving in the opposite direction? The parallel has mastered this art and assures you that you can too. Now let us address another crucial aspect of this message. The parallel wants you to understand the true nature of your being. You are not a limited physical being striving to manifest desires in a solid, immovable world. You are consciousness itself, pure awareness, temporarily focusing its infinite potential into this particular experience you call your life. This understanding is paramount. For when you truly grasp that you are not your body, not your circumstances, not your past, but the very awareness in which all these appear, you liberate yourself from all limitations. The parallel lives from this understanding and invites you to do the same. From this perspective, your desires are not something to be achieved, but states to be occupied. The parallel wants you to know that every desire you have is already fulfilled in the infinite vastness of your consciousness. Your task is not to make it happen, but to align yourself with the version of you that is already experiencing it. This alignment happens through your feeling, your assumption. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are tuning yourself to the frequency of its reality. You are stepping into the shoes of the parallel you who is already living that desire. But there's more, my friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this principle extends beyond individual desires. It encompasses the very nature of your reality. Your entire world, every person, every circumstance, every event is a reflection of your state of consciousness. This may seem like an overwhelming responsibility, but the parallel assures you that it is also your greatest power. For if your world is a reflection of your consciousness, then by changing your consciousness, you change your world, not just in parts, but in its entirety. Imagine the implications of this truth. Every person in your life is playing a role that you have assigned them through your assumptions. Every circumstance, whether perceived as positive or negative, is a manifestation of your inner state. The parallel lives with this awareness and invites you to awaken to it. Now, this doesn't mean that others don't have free will, or that you are somehow controlling them. Rather, it means that your experience of others, your perception of their behavior towards you, is a reflection of your assumptions about them and about yourself. The parallel wants you to know that this understanding is the key to transforming all your relationships. Instead of trying to change others, change your assumptions about them. Instead of reacting to their behavior, assume they are as you would like them to be. As you persist in this new assumption, you will be amazed at how your experience of them transforms. This principle applies not just to individuals, but to collective experiences as well. The state of your society, your nation, your world is a reflection of collective consciousness. By changing your own consciousness, you contribute to shifting the collective. The parallel understands this and uses this knowledge to create positive change on a grand scale. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, if everything is a reflection of my consciousness, why would I ever choose to experience anything negative? This, my friends, is a profound question, and the answer reveals another layer of the parallel use message. You see, what you perceive as negative experiences are not punishments or failures, but opportunities for growth and expansion. They are calls to examine your consciousness, to uncover limiting beliefs and assumptions that may be operating beneath your conscious awareness. The parallel wants you to know that every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt or fear is an invitation to go deeper into yourself, to examine your assumptions, to expand your understanding of who you truly are. When you face a challenge, instead of seeing it as something to overcome in the outer world, see it as a signal to shift your inner world. Ask yourself, what assumption, what belief, what aspect of my consciousness is this situation reflecting? Then, instead of fighting against the outer circumstance, focus on shifting the inner state. This, my dear friends, is the art of living from the state of the wish fulfilled. It is not about ignoring or denying current circumstances, but about seeing through them to the truth of your being. It is about recognizing that your true power lies not in manipulating the outer world, but in commanding your inner world. The parallel has mastered this art. They do not waste energy fighting against unwanted circumstances. Instead, they invest their energy in assuming the state of consciousness that aligns with their desires. They know that as they maintain this state, the outer world must conform. Now let us delve even deeper into this profound message. The parallel wants you to understand that your imagination is not just a tool for manifesting desires, but the very substance of your reality. Your entire world, every aspect of your experience, is imagination made visible. This understanding revolutionizes your approach to life. Instead of seeing your imagination as something separate from reality, something to be used to change reality, you begin to see that it is reality. Your physical senses show you a world that seems solid and unchanging. But your imagination reveals the fluid, malleable nature of existence. The parallel lives from this understanding. They know that what appears to be fixed circumstances are really just solidified imagination. And just as they were created by imagination, they can be changed by imagination. This is why the parallel places such emphasis on the feeling, the assumption of the wish fulfilled. For in that feeling, in that assumption, lies the seed of a new reality. As you water that seed with your attention, as you nurture it with your unwavering faith, it grows into your new experience. But there's more, my friends. The parallel wants you to know that this principle extends beyond the manifestation of specific desires. It encompasses the very nature of your identity. Who you believe yourself to be, your self-concept, is the most fundamental assumption shaping your reality. The parallel has recognized this truth and has consciously chosen their self-concept. They see themselves as a divine being, as pure consciousness, temporarily focusing its infinite potential into this particular human experience. From this self-concept flows all their experiences, all their manifestations. Now I invite you to examine your own self-concept. Who do you believe yourself to be? What assumptions do you hold about your capabilities, your worth, your place in the world? The parallel wants you to know that these assumptions are not fixed truths, but choices that you can change at any moment. Imagine for a moment that you could choose any self-concept. Who would you choose to be? What qualities would you embody? What capabilities would you possess? The parallel urges you to make this choice consciously, to assume the self-concept of the person who already has all that you desire. This, my friends, is the ultimate use of your imagination. By consciously assuming a new self-concept, you set in motion a complete transformation of your world. For your outer world can only reflect what you hold to be true about yourself. Now, I can sense that some of you may be feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of this responsibility. You may be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly monitor and control all my assumptions? How can I maintain this new self-concept consistently? To this, the parallel offers a compassionate reminder. You are already doing this every moment of every day. Every assumption you hold, every belief you maintain is shaping your reality right now. The only difference is that most of this is happening unconsciously. The invitation is to bring this process into your conscious awareness, to take deliberate control of your assumptions. Start with your fundamental assumptions about the nature of reality. The parallel wants you to know that the world is not happening to you, but from you. You are not a powerless observer in a random universe, but the very source of your universe. This shift in perspective changes everything. From this new vantage point, you begin to see every experience as a reflection of your consciousness. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as the author of your life story. This is the perspective from which the parallel operates, and it is the perspective they invite you to adopt. But there's more to this message, my friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this power you possess comes with a profound responsibility. For as you awaken to your true nature as the operant power in your world, you also awaken to your connection to all of existence. You see, the consciousness that you are is not separate from the consciousness that animates all of life. It is one consciousness expressing itself in myriad forms. As you master the art of consciously shaping your reality, you simultaneously influence the collective reality we all share. This understanding leads to a natural state of compassion and love for all beings. For in recognizing your own divine nature, you recognize the divine in all. The parallel lives from this state of universal love and invites you to do the same. Imagine how your world would transform if you approached every interaction, every relationship from this state of consciousness. Imagine seeing the divine in every person you meet, recognizing that their copyright charged response was limited as it hit the maximum length allowed at this time. Behavior is a reflection of their own state of consciousness. This perspective transforms your relationships, your interactions, and ultimately your entire world. The parallel wants you to know that this state of consciousness is not something to be achieved, but to be remembered. It is your natural state, obscured only by the veils of limiting beliefs and assumptions. As you peel away these veils through conscious assumption and unwavering faith, you return to your true nature. This journey of remembrance is not always easy. The parallel acknowledges that there will be moments of doubt, times when the old patterns of thinking and feeling try to reassert themselves. In these moments, they urge you to be gentle with yourself, but persistent. Remember, my friends, that every moment is a new opportunity to choose your state of consciousness. If you find yourself slipping into old patterns, simply pause, take a breath, and consciously choose again. The parallel has mastered this art of constant vigilance and realignment, and assures you that with practice it becomes second nature. Now let us address a crucial aspect of this message. The parallel wants you to understand that this power you possess is not about controlling or manipulating the outer world. It is about aligning yourself with the infinite potential that you are. As you do this, you naturally attract experiences that resonate with your new state of being. This understanding liberates you from the need to micromanage every aspect of your life. Instead of trying to control every detail, you focus on maintaining the state of consciousness that aligns with your desires. The how, when, and where of manifestation are not your concern. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and to live from that state. The parallel lives in this state of effortless creation. They understand that the universe has infinite intelligence and will orchestrate the perfect unfolding of events to match their inner state. They trust in this process implicitly and invite you to cultivate the same trust. This trust, my friends, is the foundation of true faith. It is not blind belief, but a deep knowing based on your understanding of the law of consciousness. As you apply this law and see its results in your life, your faith grows stronger, creating a virtuous cycle of ever-expanding manifestation. But there's more to this message, my dear friends. The parallel wants you to understand that this principle of conscious creation extends beyond your individual life. It is the very mechanism by which the entire universe operates. Every star, every planet, every atom is a manifestation of consciousness. The same law that governs your personal reality governs the cosmos. As above, so below. As within, so without. This understanding reveals the profound unity of all existence and your integral role within it. From this perspective, you begin to see your life not as an isolated journey, but as part of the grand unfolding of universal consciousness. Your personal growth, your manifestations, your very existence contributes to the evolution of the whole. The parallel lives with this cosmic awareness. They understand that as they elevate their consciousness, they elevate the consciousness of all. As they manifest their desires, they expand the possibilities for all of existence. They invite you to embrace this grand perspective and to recognize the cosmic significance of your journey. Now, I can sense that some of you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed by the magnitude of this revelation. You may be thinking, but Neville, how can I possibly live up to this cosmic role? How can I bear the responsibility of shaping not just my reality, but contributing to the reality of all? To this, the parallel offers a loving reminder. You are already fulfilling this role, whether you are conscious of it or not. Every thought, every feeling, every assumption you hold is already shaping your reality and contributing to the collective. The invitation is simply to do consciously what you have been doing unconsciously. Start where you are. Begin with your immediate experience. Choose a small aspect of your life that you wish to change and apply the principle of conscious assumption. As you see the results, your confidence will grow, and you will naturally expand your application of this law. The parallel assures you that as you embark on this journey of conscious creation, you will discover resources within yourself that you never knew existed. Strengths will emerge, insights will dawn, synchronicities will multiply. The universe itself will seem to conspire to support your new way of being. But remember, my friends, that this journey is not about reaching a final destination. It is about continual expansion, endless exploration of the infinite potential that you are. The parallel is not a static state to be achieved, but the ever-evolving expression of your divine nature. As you align yourself with this truth, you will find that your desires evolve as well. What once seemed like the ultimate goal becomes just a stepping stone to even greater expressions of your potential. This is the nature of consciousness, ever expanding, ever exploring, ever creating. The parallel wants you to know that this journey of conscious creation is the grandest adventure you can embark upon. It is a journey of self-discovery, of unlocking your infinite potential, of remembering your true divine nature. On this journey, you will encounter aspects of yourself that you never knew existed. You will uncover depths of wisdom, wells of strength, heights of joy that will astound you. You will come to know yourself as the infinite, eternal being that you truly are. But this journey is not just about personal expansion. As you elevate your consciousness, as you master the art of conscious creation, you become a beacon of light for others. Your very presence radiates the truth of infinite possibility, inspiring those around you to awaken to their own divine nature. The parallel understands this ripple effect and uses it consciously to contribute to the awakening of all of humanity. They invite you to do the same, to recognize that your personal journey of awakening is simultaneously a service to all of existence. Now, as we near the end of this message, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The parallel wants you to understand that this message, this invitation to conscious creation, is not something external to you. It is not coming from some separate, more evolved version of yourself. This message is arising from the depths of your own being. It is your own higher self, your own divine nature, calling you to remember who you truly are. The parallel is not separate from you, but is the fullest expression of your own potential, beckoning you to align with it. In every moment, with every breath, you have the opportunity to answer this call, to align yourself with the parallel you, to step into the full power of your divine nature, to assume the state of consciousness that matches your deepest desires. My dear friends, the choice is yours. The power is yours. The parallel you is not some distant ideal, but a living reality within you waiting to be expressed. Will you answer the call? Will you accept the invitation to live from the state of your wish fulfilled? Will you dare to be the God of your universe? Remember, the outer world may not immediately reflect your inner change. There may be moments of doubt, times when circumstances seem to contradict your new assumptions. In these moments, hold fast to your faith. Trust in the law of consciousness. Know that as you persist in your new state, your outer world must conform. The parallel has mastered this art of unwavering faith and invites you to do the same. They want you to know that every challenge is an opportunity, every setback a chance to deepen your understanding and strengthen your resolve. As you embark on this journey of conscious creation, be patient with yourself. Be gentle but persistent. Celebrate every success, no matter how small. Learn from every experience, knowing that even apparent failures are stepping stones to greater understanding. And above all, my dear friends, enjoy the journey. Revel in the joy of conscious creation. Delight in the unfolding of your infinite potential. For this is not a burden, but the greatest gift you can give yourself and the world. The parallel lives in this state of joyous creation and invites you to join them, to step into the full power of your divine nature, to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, to be the conscious creator of your reality. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you contribute to the elevation of all of existence. You become a living testament to the infinite potential within each of us. You become the change you wish to see in the world. My dear friends, the time for hesitation is over. The time for doubt is past. Now is the moment to embrace your divine nature, to step into your power as the conscious creator of your reality. The parallel is not a distant ideal, but a living potential within you, waiting to be expressed. Will you answer the call? Will you accept the invitation to live from the state of your wish fulfilled? Will you dare to be the God of your universe? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The parallel you is you, in your highest expression, beckoning you to align with your true nature. Embrace this truth, live from this understanding, and watch as your world transforms in ways you never thought possible. Remember, my friends, you are not bound by your past, by your circumstances, or by the opinions of others. You are bound only by your assumptions about yourself and your world. Change these assumptions, and you change your reality. The parallel you has done this and invites you to do the same. They want you to know that this power is not something to be earned or achieved, but to be remembered and claimed. It is your birthright as a divine being having a human experience. As we conclude this message, I urge you to take a moment to reflect. Feel the truth of these words resonating within you. Allow yourself to expand into the knowing of your divine nature. Feel the limitless potential that resides within you. Now, my dear friends, go forth and create. Go forth and assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Go forth and be the God of your universe. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but you contribute to the elevation of all of existence. The parallel you is waiting, not in some distant realm, but within you here and now. Will you answer the call? Will you step into the full power of your divine nature? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The time is now. Remember, you are the operant power in your world. You are the author of your life story. You are the conscious creator of your reality. Embrace this truth. Live from this understanding and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Go now and be the parallel you. Be the highest expression of your divine nature. Be the conscious creator of your magnificent reality. For in doing so, you fulfill your highest purpose and contribute to the awakening of all of humanity. The parallel you have spoken. The message has been delivered. The invitation has been extended. The choice, as always, is yours. Choose wisely, choose consciously, choose lovingly. For as you choose, so shall your world be. And with that, my dear friends, I bid you farewell. But remember, this is not an ending, but a beginning. A beginning of a new way of being, a new way of creating, a new way of living. Embrace it fully, live it joyously, and watch as your world transforms in miraculous ways. The parallel you awaits. The power is yours. The time is now. Go forth and create the life of your dreams, for in doing so you fulfill your divine purpose and contribute to the elevation of all of existence.
You will be a millionaire in 1 month, not because of effort, not because of hustle, not because of anything the world teaches, but because you will awaken to the truth. Imagination creates reality. The moment you accept this as a fact, not as a theory, your life begins to unfold in accordance with your assumptions. The riches you desire, the lifestyle you long for, the security you dream of, they are not out there. They are within you, awaiting your command. And in exactly 1 month, if you dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will watch the outer world bend to your inner world. Do not ask how. That is the fatal error. To ask how is to admit that you do not yet believe. The how belongs to God, to the deeper dimension of yourself. Your task is not to figure out the bridge of incidents that will lead to your millions. Your task is to accept the end. Live in the end. Feel the reality of already having what you want. For that which you accept as true of yourself, though denied by the senses, if persisted in, will harden into fact. So do not look to the newspapers, the bank account, or the outer circumstances. These are the shadows of previous assumptions. They are echoes of the old man, not the new you. The new you is a millionaire now. You must walk as though you already possess what the world says is still to come. You must dine with the wealthy in your imagination. Walk through your mansion in consciousness. See the figures in your bank account as done. Final, unquestioned. I am not speaking poetically. I am speaking literally. Everything in this world is a manifestation of imagination. The house you live in, the clothes you wear, the voice you hear, all came forth from an inner act. Someone imagined it, dared to believe in the invisible, and the visible world conformed. So if you say, I want to be a millionaire, that is not enough. Wanting is the confession of lack. You must say instead, I am a millionaire. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Even if the senses say no. Even if the bills pile high. Even if logic and friends call you mad. You must persist. For God in you is your own wonderful human imagination. It is He who speaks when you dare to believe something grand about yourself. It is He who fulfills when you dare to persist, despite appearances. And in exactly 1 month, if you persist, you will see the fruits of your assumption. Consider the story of a man who was down to his last dollar. He had no hope, no job, no prospects. But he heard these truths and began to live as though he were already wealthy. He imagined himself writing checks freely, gifting his family generously, waking up in abundance. He did it so often, and with such faith that he could feel the weight of money in his hands. And then one morning, he received a phone call. A forgotten investment had matured, and he was now worth millions. He did nothing in the outer world to make it happen. He simply accepted it as real in his imagination. You see, the law does not care whether the assumption is true or false. It simply reflects what is impressed upon it. You are the operant power. You choose what to believe. And if you will believe that you are already wealthy, that the money is already yours, that every need is met, then you will watch reality reorganize itself to reflect that inner conviction. It must, for the world is a mirror, and it reflects what you are, not what you want. So be the thing you seek, and the thing will come running to you. This is not positive thinking. This is not about making yourself feel good. This is about entering a state of consciousness that matches the result you desire. If you can enter and remain in that state, you will manifest the conditions, people, opportunities, and events that match it. So let us now enter the state of the millionaire. How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you think? You would no longer worry about bills. You would no longer shrink from generosity. You would feel a quiet confidence, a divine satisfaction, a steady knowing. That feeling is the secret. All transformation begins with assumption. The assumption of the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the creative act. It is done in silence, in stillness within. You may do it while lying on your bed, while riding the bus, while waiting in line. And if you do it with sincerity, with intensity, with repetition, the world will conform. You do not need to advertise it. You do not need to convince anyone. You need only convince yourself. For the only God who matters in this equation is the one inside you. He is not far off. He is not in some sky. He is in your imagination, waiting to be awakened. To be a millionaire, in 1 month, you must think from the end. Do not think of money. Think from money. Do not imagine getting rich. Imagine already being rich. Hear the conversations people would have with you. See the letters you would write. Feel the joy of having more than enough. Use all your senses. Let your imagination be vivid, detailed, alive. For imagination, when felt as real, is the path to manifestation. You do not imagine to escape reality. You imagine to shape it. Each morning when you rise, close your eyes and feel that it is already done. Each night, before you sleep, review the day as though you lived it as a millionaire. Did you act as one? Did you feel as one? Did you walk as one? If not, revise it. In imagination, rewrite the day. Make it match your desire. And in doing this, you plant the seed. And just as surely as spring follows winter, harvest follows planting. The money must come. It must. You will notice subtle changes at first. People will treat you differently. Ideas will flash. Opportunities will knock. You will feel an inner certainty that cannot be shaken. And even if you do not yet see the dollars, you will know they are near. You will feel them forming, like clouds gathering before the rain. Do not dismiss these signs. They are not coincidences. They are evidence that your assumption is taking root. Water it with faith. Do not dig it up with doubt. Trust the process. If you should falter, if fear arises, return at once to the state. Close your eyes and enter again. See the money. Feel the joy. Hear the thank yous. And do this as often as needed. For repetition impresses the subconscious. And once the subconscious accepts it, the outer world must follow. You are not trying to force reality. You are allowing it to become what you have already accepted within. A woman once told me she followed this process and was led to buy a lottery ticket she would have never considered. She did not pick the numbers logically. She simply felt inspired. And when she scratched the ticket, she found herself suddenly in possession of 6 figures. She was not surprised. She had already received it within. The ticket was merely the bridge, and she knew that if she could do it once, she could do it again. The key is feeling. Without feeling, imagination is sterile. But with feeling it is divine. So do not imagine mechanically. Do not repeat empty affirmations. Feel your way into the scene. Dwell in it. Savor it. Let it saturate your being. Let it be more real than what your eyes see. For what your eyes see is temporary. But what you imagine with feeling is eternal and creative. In 1 month, if you will live in the end, assume the reality of wealth, and remain faithful, the millions will come, whether through a sudden opportunity, a gift, a forgotten investment, a new business, or a miracle beyond reason. It does not matter. The method is not your concern. The assumption is your power. Hold to it. Refuse to waver. No matter what the world says, you know the truth. Imagination creates reality. So I ask you now, will you dare to believe? Will you cast off the old man, the man of doubt, fear, lack, and put on the new man, the man of riches, peace, and power? Will you persist even when the world laughs, even when the senses say no? If so, then in 1 month's time, your outer life will mirror your inner conviction. You are not waiting on money. Money is waiting on you. It is waiting on your consciousness to match its frequency. It is waiting on your self-concept to rise. It is waiting on your assumption to be stable. So become now the person who has it. Think as they think. Feel as they feel. Live as they live. Do it boldly. Do it faithfully. Do it joyfully. The law is no respecter of persons. It responds not to virtue, but to vision. Not to effort, but to assumption. So let the world toil and strive, while you enter your inner chamber and commune with the infinite. Imagine boldly, assume lavishly, and persist until the unseen becomes seen. For it must. You are already that which you seek. You simply have not accepted it yet. Accept it now. Accept that you are rich. Accept that you are powerful. Accept that you are the operant power. And then walk in that assumption. For to him who has, more shall be given. And to him who dares, the world bows low. Let this month be your demonstration. Let this month be your proof. Every morning, every night, return to the state. Live in the end. Revise the day. Saturate your mind with images of wealth, sounds of joy, feelings of luxury, and then release it. Walk in peace. Act as though it were already so. And soon it will be. You will be a millionaire in 1 month. Not because of luck, not because of hard work, but because you dared to believe. You dared to imagine and persist. You dared to live in the end. And because of that, the world, this seemingly solid world, will melt and reshape itself to match your inner world. It always does. It always has. Now it's your turn to see it. You must not stop now. The inner work is the true work. And every moment you spend dwelling in the assumption of wealth is a moment charged with creative power. As you repeat this state throughout the day, you will feel a transformation happening within. What once felt like fantasy will begin to feel natural. And when it feels natural, it is done. For nothing comes into your life until it becomes a part of your inner structure. You cannot receive what you do not first accept. So you must begin to see yourself differently. Speak of yourself as already possessing abundance. Do not say, I will have it. Say, I have it now. Do not think of it as coming. Think of it as arrived. This inner shift is not imaginary, in the sense that the world uses the word. It is the only real act. The outer world, though it seems so solid, is nothing more than the condensation of your inner speech and feeling. Watch what you say to yourself. Watch what you accept without questioning. If you tell yourself that becoming a millionaire in 1 month is impossible, then it is for you. But if you begin to say, this is easy, this is natural, it is already done, then the universe will echo that belief. There are no accidents in this world. There is only the outpicturing of states. Your present reality, whether rich or poor, is nothing but the shadow cast by your past assumptions. But the moment you change your assumption, the shadow must change. It cannot resist. It has no power of its own. It only reflects. So if you are not yet seeing evidence of your wealth, do not panic. Do not revert to the old man. Instead, smile and say, it is on its way. It is already mine. The shadow is still catching up. Your job is not to worry about timing, mechanics or details. Your job is to dwell in the state of already having. And this must be done with feeling. You may not know exactly how it feels to be a millionaire right now, but you can begin. Use your imagination to construct the scenes, the conversations, the small details. How would it feel to pay every bill without a second thought? How would it feel to treat your loved ones to something extravagant? How would it feel to wake up with the knowing that you never again have to worry about money? Let these scenes play in your mind like a sacred movie. Watch them again and again, and do not just watch. Feel them. Let them stir you. Let them impress you. Let them become more real to you than your current bank balance. For the truth is, your current balance is only real because you have continued to give it your attention. Shift your attention, and you shift your world. When you begin to live from the end, the outer world becomes irrelevant. You will no longer look to circumstances to tell you who you are. You will look within, and what you feel yourself to be within, the world will soon reflect. You will notice coincidences that are not coincidences at all. A person will appear with an offer. An old contact will call. A new idea will light up your mind. But these are not the source. They are the effect. The source is your assumption. You are not at the mercy of economics, governments, or fate. You are at the mercy of your own imagination. But once you realize that, you are no longer at mercy. You are in control. This is the great secret, hidden in plain sight. The world will tell you that you must work harder, network more, struggle, and compete. But I tell you, all that is vanity, if it is not rooted in imagination. You may gain the world and lose your soul, but if you gain your imagination, the world is yours without struggle. So if today you sit in a small room, without wealth, without proof, do not despair. That is the perfect place to begin. In fact, it is better, for the world cannot distract you with shiny things. Close your eyes and go within. Begin to feel the room change. See yourself in a place of elegance. Hear the sounds of luxury. Smell the scent of wealth. Let the imagined experience become realer than the one before your eyes. And as you do this, your inner state will change. And when the inner state changes, the outer must follow. You may begin to walk differently. You may speak with more certainty. You may smile for no reason. This is not delusion. This is creation. You are becoming the one who has. You are shedding the skin of the one who hoped and becoming the one who knows. The world may not understand, but it does not need to. It only needs to respond. And it always responds to the one who feels himself already in possession of the goal. In the quiet moments of the day, remind yourself it is done. Not it will be done, but it is done. The million is yours now. You are already living from it. You are already receiving from it. You are already enjoying it. Let that be your new inner conversation. Let it repeat like a song in your soul. You will be tempted to look around and measure your progress, but resist. Faith does not consult appearances. Faith remains steady. And when faith is steady, reality bends. The world is not happening to you. You are happening to the world. As you imagine, as you assume, as you persist, the world reforms itself. It may seem slow at first, but that is only because old assumptions still linger. Be patient, be bold, be consistent. This is not magic, though it may appear so to the uninitiated. This is law, divine law, immutable, precise, and utterly obedient. The riches are not somewhere out there. They are not hidden in a vault, waiting for a stroke of luck. They are here now, waiting for you to rise to their frequency. That frequency is belief. That frequency is assumption. That frequency is the feeling of already being. So ask yourself, not what do I want, but who must I be to already have it, and then become that person. Speak as them, think as them, walk as them. If you find doubt creeping in, do not wrestle with it. Simply return to the state. Let the scene of the fulfilled desire play again. Let the feeling of the fulfilled state return. You do not destroy doubt by fighting it. You dissolve it by starving it. You starve it by feasting on the assumption of the wish fulfilled. All power is in the present assumption, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, This is your power. This is your moment. In this very moment, you may assume that you are the millionaire you desire to be. And if you will remain faithful to that assumption, the world must show it to you. It must. For imagination creates reality, and imagination is always now. So will you dare to imagine the life you desire and live from it without apology, without doubt, without delay? Will you persist when the senses say otherwise? Will you continue when the world offers no confirmation? For if you will, then the world must eventually conform. Do not underestimate the silence in which this work is done. You may not speak it aloud. You may tell no one. Yet in the secret place of consciousness, you are reshaping the very nature of your experience. Each assumption carries with it its own pattern of life, its own quality of events, its own tone. When you assume you are wealthy, the world around you begins to organize itself in alignment with that wealth. It draws to you the people who match that vibration. It reveals to you paths that were hidden from the eyes of the man who believed in poverty. But to the man who assumes wealth, the road appears. Now is the time to discipline the inner speech. You cannot speak lack and live abundance. You cannot grumble about bills and expect freedom. The law is not mocked. It gives you what you continually affirm within. So train your inner conversation to reflect your desired outcome. Speak within, as though you are already rich. Say, I always have more than enough. Say, money flows to me in endless ways. Say, everything I touch prospers. Do not say these things like a parrot. Say them with conviction, with feeling, until they move you, until they feel like the only truth. You do not manifest what you occasionally feel. You manifest what you consistently assume. So keep assuming. Keep returning to the feeling. When you feel tempted to check the bank balance or count the days, remember that all of that belongs to the old man. The new man walks by faith. The new man smiles, knowing it is already done. This is not denial of the senses. This is the recreation of the senses. For the senses only report what you told them to report by past beliefs. If you change the root, the fruit must change. The outer is never cause. It is always effect. Begin to delight in your imagination. Make it a playground. Do not treat it as a chore. Let it be your retreat, your sanctuary. Feel the thrill of it. Let it surprise you. Walk into imagined rooms dripping with opulence. Hear the compliments of those who admire your success. Receive the gratitude of those you've blessed. Let the scenes flow, not with strain, but with pleasure. This is how you loosen the grip of the old world. You do not fight it. You outgrow it. You move beyond it through joyful assumption. Do not concern yourself with the opinions of others. They live in their own dream, and they are free to assume what they will. But their assumptions cannot affect your world unless you accept them. You must become ruthless with the mind. When it offers thoughts of fear or limitation, you must say, that is not my truth, and return to the truth you have chosen. I am wealthy. I am free. I am abundant now. You must say it and feel it, until it becomes automatic, until it becomes your nature. Watch the quiet transformation that unfolds. You will begin to attract conversations about opportunity. You will begin to notice doors opening that were once locked. You may even receive sudden gifts, refunds, increases. Do not call them coincidences. They are reflections of your inner shift. The world must mirror the image you have painted within. It cannot resist it, for it has no choice but to echo the reality you have assumed. Each day, do not ask, where is it? Instead, say, it is here now, and then act as though it is. Even in the small things, how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you give. You may not be able to do what a millionaire does in the outer world yet, but you can feel what he feels. You can imagine what he imagines. You can think as he thinks, and that is the seed that brings the fruit. Let your mind dwell on the truth that all things already exist. The $1 million you desire already exists. It is not being created. It is already finished in the realm of the unseen. You are simply aligning with it, and that alignment is not about hard work or moral worth. It is about state. State is everything. When you enter the state of the man who has all things necessary to that state will find their way to you. So do not focus on the details. Focus only on being. Let yourself become the version of you who already has. If ever you feel resistance, use revision. Take a moment and rewrite the scene that troubled you. Did someone reject your offer? In imagination, let them accept it. Did you receive an unexpected expense? In imagination, turn it into a check received. Use revision not as fantasy, but as correction. You are the author of your world. You do not need to accept what the world hands you. You can rewrite it at will. And as you do, you will find the world begins to yield more favorable scenes in the days that follow. Imagination is not secondary to life. It is life itself. You imagined yourself into your current experience, whether knowingly or unknowingly. And now you will imagine your way into wealth. You will no longer beg or plead or strive. You will assume and allow. That is the way of the master. That is the way of the awakened. You are not here to struggle. You are here to create. And you create not with effort, but with feeling. As you move through these days, watch what you are imagining. Do not let the mind wander aimlessly. Guide it gently, persistently, toward your chosen end. You are not a leaf in the wind. You are the wind itself, and what you blow upon will take form. So direct that wind wisely. Direct it lovingly. Direct it toward wealth, not for the sake of greed, but for the sake of freedom, joy and contribution. The more real it feels within, the faster it appears without. So make it real now. Close your eyes and step into the scene. Hear your own voice say, I did it. I'm free. Feel the relief, the power, the joy. Hear your loved ones celebrate you. Let that scene be more real than any memory. Let it become your new memory. For in the world of imagination, all time is now, and what you imagine now becomes what you remember later. In conclusion, understand this simple yet profound truth. You are the master of your reality. The world you see is but the reflection of your inner state. If you can boldly and unwaveringly assume the feeling of already being a millionaire, then the outer world must conform to that assumption. The wealth you desire is not far away. It exists now, waiting for you to awaken to it. You are not bound by time, circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are the creator of your experience, and the moment you choose to live from the end of your desire, everything in your life must follow suit. Remember, the law of assumption is as certain as any law in nature. It cannot fail. What you persistently imagine with feeling, what you believe with certainty, must appear in your world. You are the architect of your future, and in the next 30 days, if you remain true to your assumption, if you walk, speak, and think as though you are already the millionaire you wish to be, the world will yield to you exactly what you have assumed. Do not let doubt, fear, or the appearance of your current circumstances sway you. Keep your focus on the truth that it is already done. You are already in possession of your wealth. The universe cannot resist the power of your assumption. Step into this truth with confidence, and watch the world bend to your will. The power is within you. The world will follow your lead. You will be a millionaire in 1 month, not because it is an impossible feat, but because you have chosen to assume it. And the world in all its mystery must mirror that assumption. Trust in this law. Trust in your own power, and above all, trust that what is yours is already on its way to you. Now go forward in this knowledge, knowing that you are not waiting for wealth to come to you. You are already living in it. And as you walk this path, remember, the moment you truly believe, the world will make way for your reality to manifest.